Chapter 6, The Gathering Storm. Autumn deepened in the valley, painting the leaves in hues of red and gold. The air grew crisp, and the nights grew longer, but Kai and his friends remained focused on their training. Under Master Lin's watchful eye, they honed their skills, each lesson bringing them closer to their goal of confronting the Shadow Syndicate. One evening, as twilight descended, the group gathered around a large, flat stone that served as their training platform. The atmosphere was charged with anticipation. They had been preparing for a test that would determine their readiness to face real challenges. Master Lin stood before them, her presence commanding. "Tonight, you will demonstrate what you have learned. This is not just about physical strength, it is about strategy, teamwork, and resilience. You will face each other in pairs, and I will observe your techniques." The group nodded, excitement and nerves swirling within them. They paired off, Kai with Mei, while Jean faced one of the other boys. As they began, Kai felt the fire within him ignite, pushing him to perform at his best. Mei approached with a determined expression. "Ready, Kai?" "Always," he replied, his heart racing. The two began to spar, moving fluidly as they exchanged strikes and blocks. Kai felt the rhythm of their movements, the connection between them as friends and allies. He remembered Master Lin's teachings, strength in unity, and understanding one another's strengths. As the sparring continued, Kai found himself falling into a flow, anticipating Mei's moves and countering them with grace. They danced around each other, laughter mingling with the seriousness of their training. The duel felt like a celebration of their growth and camaraderie. When the match ended, Master Lin clapped her hands. "Well done. You have both improved significantly. Now, let's see how you perform as a team." With that, she called them back together, instructing them to work as a unit against another pair. Kai felt a thrill of excitement. This was a chance to showcase not just individual skills, but their bond as a group. As they faced off against Jean and his partner, the energy surged through the air. The sparring intensified, each move calculated and purposeful. They communicated without words, instinctively supporting one another. Kai felt a surge of pride as they worked seamlessly, dodging and striking in harmony. When the match concluded, Master Lin smiled. "You have demonstrated great potential. But remember, the greatest battles lie ahead. The Shadow Syndicate will not be easy to face. You must remain vigilant." That night, as the stars twinkled overhead, Kai lay awake, the weight of her words settling in his mind. He could feel the storm brewing on the horizon, a sense of urgency urging him to prepare further. The thought of confronting the syndicate filled him with both fear and determination. Days turned into weeks, and the chill of winter began to creep into the valley. Kai and his friends continued their training, but the air was thick with tension. Whispers of the syndicate's activities reached the village, tales of their ruthless tactics and growing presence. One evening, as they gathered around the fire, a villager named Elda joined them, her face drawn with concern. "I heard news from the neighboring villages. The syndicate is moving closer, raiding supplies and threatening anyone who stands against them." Kai's heart sank. "We can't let this continue. We have to do something." Elda nodded, her eyes fierce. "You're right, but you need to be careful. They are dangerous. Many have tried to resist them and paid the price." Master Lin interjected, her voice calm yet firm. "This is why your training is essential. You are not just fighting for yourselves, you are fighting for the safety of your community. Your resolve must be strong." The group exchanged determined glances, the firelight reflecting the fire in their hearts. They were ready to stand up against the darkness, but they needed a plan. As winter approached, they devised a strategy to gather information about the syndicate's movements. They would use their skills to scout nearby areas, seeking any sign of their activities. Kai felt a sense of purpose. This was their chance to confront the very forces that had shaped their lives. One crisp morning, they set out as the first snow began to fall. The landscape transformed into a winter wonderland, but beneath the beauty lay an undercurrent of tension. They traveled quietly, each step mindful of their surroundings. After hours of trekking, they reached a ridge overlooking a clearing. Below, they spotted a group of syndicate members gathered around a campfire, their dark figures contrasting sharply with the white snow. Kai felt his heart race. This was a pivotal moment. "Let's observe," Master Lin whispered. "We need to gather information without being seen." The group crouched low, their breaths visible in the cold air. They watched as the syndicate members exchanged harsh words, their demeanor menacing. Kai strained to hear, his heart pounding in his chest. "They're planning a raid on our village," one of the men said, his voice dripping with malice. "We'll show them what happens when they resist." Kai's stomach churned. "We have to warn the village," he hissed, turning to his friends. Master Lin nodded, her expression serious. "We'll return quickly. We must inform the others and prepare defenses." As they made their way back through the snow, Kai felt a sense of urgency pressing upon them. The storm was no longer a distant threat, it was right at their doorstep. They would need to rally the villagers, fortify their home, and prepare for the battle that loomed on the horizon. The fire within him burned brighter than ever, fueled by the knowledge that they were not just fighting for themselves but for the future of their village. The time for action had come, and together they would stand against the darkness that sought to consume them all.